connect to you today. It is about the topic of weather manipulation. Is it true or is it fake? What is really happening there? And also today we have the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, and it's really high energy. Maybe you can feel it. Maybe you have a little bit headache, or you can also have a tingling in the ears, or you might could not really sleep well with those energies. So you might feel those really high vibes. And a warm welcome to everybody. A warm welcome to everybody. Yes, and before I start, if you want an energetic update, I have a new, it's also new, a newsletter where I share a lot of information with you every week. You can sign up for this newsletter, and there I share astrological perspectives and also what is important for the next week. So if you are interested, you can sign up. And today it is not about the science in details. It is about the spiritual side for weather manipulations. And we will speak about cloud seeding, about geoengineering, and also HARP. And since 1940s, around this time, they start to try to manipulate the weather. And if you have any questions, sorry, I forget to tell you, you can write it down in the chat box so I can see it and can give you an answer if you have any questions. Okay, let's start with cloud seeding. What is cloud seeding? Cloud seeding means, and this was one of the first thing they tried to manipulate the weather, is if you bring in something in the clouds, then you can maybe change the chemical structure of the cloud, and then the rain will come easier, will come earlier. It will come also, you can more control the rain so that you know where it is raining when the cloud will start to rain. And also it helped not for hurricanes and very strong weather phenomena. So they try to control the weather by bringing in mostly silver iodates into the clouds, these chemicals, and then they think they can control more the weather. And this works, but you need the clouds. Without clouds, you cannot make these clouds seeding. So this is very important. And I know a lot of people now speak about Dubai because there happened a big flood, you might have heard. And yes, and it is really in the desert, and it was never experienced in this way. And in one day, I think they said that the rain was from 1 year, came in one day. So this was really very unexpected. And so the sewer canal system does not really hold and could not drain this much water. And so it was really a big flood there in Dubai. And now there live a lot of people. And I know there are theories out there that it may be was manipulated, maybe also with HARP or something like this. And I will speak about HARP in minutes. And yes, they use this technology, and mostly there in this desert region, because they need water, and now there live a lot of people, much more than years before. And so they they want to have more water, so they use this technology. But if there is no cloud, you cannot manipulate the weather. And so it was not a nice experience they had in Dubai, but it was not about that those clouds were manipulated that they came over this region. This is not possible. You only can manipulate those clouds when the clouds are there. Sorry if my English is not perfect. So let's talk about next. So you can say in Dubai there was not weather manipulation that this flood happened. Next is the geoengineering. What means geoengineering? And this means that you you try to influence the climate and change the climate, reduce the warming of the climate change, and you have heard about this. And so they inject particles into the stratosphere. This is another another sphere of Earth and of the atmosphere. And there they inject particles and mostly carbon particles to reduce the light of the sun, and so that the warming of the earth will not increase so much. But that does not really work good. And often they use some chemicals that are really not good, nanoparticles, and everything comes down on earth and we breathe it in, and the animals are also can get ill, and also for the soil it is not really good. So this is not really functioning well. This is one part of geoengineering. The other part of geoengineering means that you try to change the carbon dioxide with planting new trees or something like this. And that's fine. And that should we all do, to plant a tree or more trees, and maybe also have a garden or something like this. This is really helpful. This is helpful to balance the energies on Earth. But they often do things that are not really so good. And maybe also in the oceans, they try to use special algae. They spread those algae, but everything you do that is not really in balance with nature is not really good to do. So a lot of things they do does not really make sense. And then we have the next, we have HARP, and you surely heard about HARP. This is a field of antennas in Alaska, I think it is, and there are several places on Earth where there are similar fields of antennas. The Russians also have one, and yes, and this project first started as a military project, but now it's not so much in more a military project. And with HARP, they try this field of antennas. They produce electromagnetic radiation and bring this into the iosphere. What is the iosphere? This is also a special part of the atmosphere, a layer, and there in this layer, and this is about 60 to 1,000 kilometers big, and it is from Earth, from 60 kilometers away from our ground, sorry, and also till 1,000 kilometers. I think in miles it might be a little bit less. And there the sunlight comes to this sphere, and there are oxygen and nitrogen ions, and the sun produces these ions, those positive particles. And they, with HARP, they bring electromagnetic radiation to this iosphere, and they produce special solar, they produce special radio waves. And with this, at the first time, with starting this project, they want to control the radio waves also of their enemies, and hear what they are talking, and they can also change satellites, that satellites may not can work really fine. So it was more for the situation of war or to spy others. But yes, you can really, with this electromagnetic radiation, you can, they bring in the iosphere. It's really not really good, but we have to understand that the iosphere is really amazing big. And yes, they try to change something, but the iosphere has the possibility to balance a lot of things out. And so it will not really change our weather in a big way when they try to manipulate the iosphere. It's not so big, the influence they have, as a lot of people think. And so today I want to really tell you, yes, what they are doing is really not good. But if they use HARP or geoengineering or cloud seeding, they cannot really manipulate a big earthquake or something like this. It is not possible. Yes, with their atom bomb tests near the Antarctic or something like this, they can really bring a lot of confusion into the climate. That's true. And but with those methods, they cannot really create a global catastrophe. We have to understand. But really, it is about that we more not go too much in fear. And what my spiritual guides me always tell, do not go so much in fear. There are a lot of conspiracies, theories out there that are not true. And you can make research for yourself to look what really resonates with you and what not. But too often we give those ideas too much power. And in this game we play here, in this matrix, it is mostly really, where's your focus? What do you give the power? And you decide what is your reality. And so this is really important. Sorry. My husband told me, why do you make this live stream with such a topic, a scientific topic, and your English is not so well? So sorry for this, but I think you can understand what I will give you. So it is, they can really not control so much like we think. And so we should understand not to go too much in fear about these topics. And the main reason why the weather is so amazing crazy is because we humans are so amazing crazy. and the weather reflects our emotions. The most important factor for the weather is our emotions. And we know that the people are really so much in fear and in anger this time. So this really, our weather reflects those energies. And also the astrological constellations are really amazing. And I speak of them in my astrological videos, that we should expect floods and also fire. I spoke about those, and we experience those things, and earthquakes. So it is not so much the manipulation that caused those extreme weather phenomena. It's more about us people. And the Sasani said that gold, if we spray gold in the atmosphere, this would help to balance our disbalance in the atmosphere we experience and here on Earth. So pure gold would be a good remedy. But we people, we love gold so much, we do not want to spray it in any way. So this is one of the problems. But gold would really help to balance also the sun reflection, and this would really be great. So it is important. Who do you give your power? Give it not away. Understand you have all your power by yourself. And the most important is, do you live your power? And yeah, and the nature is really unbeatable. We think we have so much power, but we have to understand everything is consciousness. The weather is not something dead or something like this. It has its own consciousness. The wind has its own consciousness. I have in German, I will start a new course, online course, how you can affect the weather. It's really amazing what powers we have. We can affect the water. We can tell the water to go away. It's amazing. But we have lost our real powers that we have. And we look so much on the outside, what others do, what others say, and that they manipulate the weather. But we have so much powers to really to create our own life in a good way. So this is really important to understand. And when we experience manipulation, it is mostly a mirror, what we see on the outside. Because we people, we manipulate ourselves so much. And if we really stop and let go of all those ideas, who we should be and what we should do, and we push ourselves in the wrong directions only because somebody said this is right, you should do this, and I only love you when you do this. And so if we understand that we do not need this anymore, then on the outside we will not experience any form of manipulation. So I hope this can help you to understand what's going on Earth and what is important about weather manipulation. And when the people really heal inside and find their own balance, then the weather will be fine. It will be really great. And if you understand how important it is to really, if you see that there is trash before you on the ground, and you dissolve this trash, this brings you into a version of Earth, because there are a lot of versions of Earth, a lot of infinite, infinite versions of parallel versions of Earth. And so if we really understand that what we are doing, what we are believing is important for the world we will experience. So it's important, if you see there is trash, then to dissolve it. If you want to live in a world without trash. Sorry. I hope you can understand me. Do you have any questions? Yes. Thank you, Nala. It's really, I do not really understand why I'm doing these live streams, but I feel this inner calling to do it and to connect to you. So, yes, they have been chemtrailing for a long time and really do not understand what they are doing. Yes, but we have to understand we can change it. Because with the awakening of the people, we can really understand how the earth can find back into more balance and do the right things, buy the right things, and so on. That's important. What's below is above. What's above is below. Yes, but it starts all inside of you. And I know it's really a complex system to understand that you really create your reality. There is nothing on the outside. Really, the matrix is really true. There is no a real world on the outside. We create it from our inner power. We are so strong, really. Okay, only pick it up if you have clothes. Yes, I can understand, but if you have 4 dogs and you are outside on a walk with your 4 dogs, then you might not always have a glove. But you have a, I do not know the English word for the bag, dog bag. And there you can bring it in. So I do it normally, but I only find big trash that does not, that I cannot put in my small dog bag. Okay. So thank you so much for all you. If you have any questions, I have one question, and I will answer this one. And just looking if I see any question. You lost me at conspiracy theory. HARP and geoengineering are real. Yes, they are real, but they do not have really the power we give them. And this we have to understand. With HARP, you cannot create a big earthquake. That's not possible. You need as big as powerful energies to create something like this, and they do not really have this power, and we should not lost ourselves in those topics. Okay, so the one question I have is, you say there are no negative dark beings or a devil. That confuses me. Do you mean it only exists in our minds? Please explain that more in detail. And maybe, I think this question came from my Matrix video. Have you seen it? And there are on the outside negative, dark beings and forces and a lot of devils. The most devils are humans, I would say. Yes, there are negative energies because we live in a world of duality, and God is all that is. We often have the picture and the thinking there's a good God and there is the devil, and they are at the same power. But the one creator that created all, and I call this one creator God, created also the devil. Because if you understand that you have the full power, then you can everything let it be like it want to be. It does not matter you when you are in your power. If you are not in your power, then everything matters. And this play we play so long here on earth that we think everything matters on the outside and give our attention, our focus to all those things and forget where we have to look really. We have to look inside. So this is the most devil game we can play, to forget who we are and bring our attention and our fears to all those conspiration theories. Sorry for that. There are really true things happening, like chemtrails or something like this, and that they use HARP for harming others, or maybe trying to make a big trouble with the weather. That is possible, but really, from my connecting to higher realms and dimensions and other star seeds, they really give me always the information. There is really the most important thing you can do is really to look inside and to find your own power and not bring your focus and your fear so much on things that are happening on the outside. And it is part of awakening to understand this. Maybe it needs time or not. But sorry, I forgot my question. So yes, there are negative forces outside. But if you do not resonate with them, because these things do not really matter for your experience of life, then you will not experience those things. And I know what I'm speaking of. I have experienced a lot. And I went through really dark times in my life. Really, really dark. I know I have seen negative entities. And I know what I'm speaking about. It's all about how to watch to what you are connecting. It is about frequency. We play the game of frequency here on earth. And if your frequency is low because you are so full of fear or anger, what they are doing on the outside and that this is not good, then you lower your energy. And if dark forces want one thing, then they want that you lower your energy. That's what they really want. Then they can control you. Because if you have fears, then you can be controlled. Then you are open for mind control in various ways. But if you do not really react to those negative and frequencies, if you are higher in your frequency, then you will experience those higher rooms of consciousness. And that's all. So there might be a lot of devils and dark forces, and they are fighting against, because the good people, the people who have this inner peace and this awakening and this bring this love in the world, they are in harmony with other good people. You do not have to know others, but you are in harmony, because unconditional love is an energy of really high frequency, and this connects us all together. And if you are in a lower frequency, then you are separated, because this energy quality is separation. you fight against each other and you think they are your enemies. You have to fight. And this creates not power. This creates a lot of fear of gear and other things, but no power really. And then they try to yes, try to convince you that they have the power, but they do not have it. Okay. Have you any further questions? Stay safe in Dubai. Yes, I hope so. Amanda knows the truth about CERN. With CERN, it is the same thing. Maybe you have seen my video about CERN, or maybe you do not resonate with my information. That's fine. I do not need to convince anyone. But with CERN, they also do not have really the power to change the weather in a big way, or to create a big dark or a hole or something like this. They do not have the possibility, really. The ionosphere is such as big. They cannot really do it with their possibilities. So, okay. But I do not have to convince anybody. Okay, Earthwalker, thank you very much for your nice comment. And do you have no questions? I also make those live streams in Germany, and I had a live stream this afternoon at 4 o'clock German time. They have a lot of questions. So okay. So I wish you a wonderful Sunday, and I hope you can experience those really high vibes of the Uranus-Jupiter conjunction that is happening exactly today, 27 degrees, 38 minutes. And yes, and I also have a membership. I have online courses where you can learn to activate your mediumship abilities, and there you can learn all those things, to activate your clairvoyance, to get messages, clear messages. And I also have a course for dissolving your negative beliefs. That's one of the most important things we have to learn to do this. Then we really experience our own inner power. So for this, thank you so much. And if you have any question and see this live stream later, you can post your questions. Namaste. I love you.